Hi, welcome to another LRCC Soundbite. We're in our second week of the period we call Lent and carrying on with the stories written down by Jesus in the Bible by a guy called Luke. Last week we heard about Jesus being tempted to do all sorts of wrong things. This week I'm going to tell you about some of the rejection that Jesus had to deal with. Very often I wonder if we can think of Jesus' life and his work, his ministry being quite nice. People following him around, wanting to hear what he had to say. People being healed from all sorts of physical and mental health conditions and being so grateful. There's the bit around Easter where the crowds are stirred up against Jesus. But we're not there in the story yet. This story is set in Nazareth, the place where Jesus had been brought up, the place Mary and Joseph were from. And most likely he learnt his trade as a carpenter from Joseph, his dad. When Jesus was about 30, he left that life and became the travelling teacher that we hear all the stories in the Bible about. Right at the very start of that period, Jesus was first baptised, then he spent 40 days in the desert that we heard about last week, and then he started travelling around the area, the Galilee area, teaching in different places. And not too long after he started, he went back home to Nazareth. Not to go home, but as the teacher. Now, Jesus went to the synagogue, the meeting place in Nazareth on the Sabbath day. He was given a copy of a book written by the prophet Isaiah. After he had read from it, he told the people listening there that he himself was fulfilling some of those prophecies right there and then amongst them. People were amazed. They started talking with each other. And they started asking each other, is this Jesus, the son of Joseph, the carpenter? Jesus went on to tell them other stories from the old prophets. He told them how no prophet had ever been welcomed or accepted by their own people in their own town. And sure enough, the same thing was happening here and happened here. People knew Jesus. They'd grown up with him. They knew his family. They couldn't accept that he was truly of God and had a message to share. They became angry. They dragged him out of town. They tried to take him to an edge of a cliff by the town to throw him off. But Jesus miraculously slipped through the crowd and got away. It can really hurt when people we thought loved us and cared for us turn against us. Unfortunately, we seem to see it all around us. We see it between nations. We see it between neighbourhoods. We see it within our families. People can say and do really horrible things to each other. I said last week that this time we call Lent is about reflection, about saying sorry, about purposing to do things better. Maybe this week you might be able to take a moment to think about a difference you can make in a relationship, whether it's one of your relationships or one that you can in some way bring a positive change to. This world has far too much rejection and hurt in it. See if there's a way you can make the world a little better for someone else this week. God bless you. See you next time.